Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. I have a very interesting episode for you. I have two topics. My first topic deals with POK or the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. My first topic also deals with Rajnath Singh and his statements. My first topic deals with Donald Trump and his statements. And what we would like to analyze is why are these people making all these kind of statements. So that's my first topic. My second topic is of course about P Chidambaram. What is this INX controversy all about? Why is ED after him? Why has the High Court not given him a bail? So this is my topic number 2. Let's get right into the show. Before we get into Rajnath Singh's statement and Trump's statement and bilateral issues and all of that, let us first understand what is this Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Now, Pakistan occupied Kashmir story starts in 1947. See, what happens is in 1947, Jammu and Kashmir was ruled by a king called Hari Singh. Now, Hari Singh was given a choice by the Britishers. The choice that was given to Hari Singh was he could either join Pakistan, he could either join India, or he could stay independent. Hari Singh obviously was a king. He wanted to stay independent so that he can rule the place. So he said, I want to stay independent. Okay. While this was happening, the Pashtunis, along with the Pakistan armed force who were in civilian clothes, they attacked Jammu and Kashmir. They attacked Jammu and Kashmir and was trying to capture Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan officially was not involved in this. Only Pakistan army men who were dressed in plain clothes were involved. Raja Hari Singh immediately approached India. He asked India for help because his army, or whatever little bit he had, a small army that he had, couldn't control these people. So he approached India and he asked India for help. At that point in time, India said that we will help you, proviso, we sign a kind of accession treaty between each other. So India said, we'll help you then. He agreed to sign an accession treaty with India, and that is when the Indian army came to protect the borders of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, Indian army pushed these Pashtunis and the Pakistani fake army, they started pushing them out. During that process, the original Pakistan army came and started involving themselves with India. Obviously, they were again no match for India, and India was pushing them out. Then there was a ceasefire called, and in the ceasefire, it was understood that till the line where they were pushed out and till the line they were pushed out, that part was called the line of control. They said, let that be line of control and we will resolve it later on. That was the treaty and that was called the line of control. So, the army, the place, the land on the other side was called the Pakistan occupied Kashmir and this was called the Jammu and Kashmir. This is the story of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Now, after story, let us come into the actual political situation in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. See, Pakistan occupied Kashmir is a joke. Is a gallant example of democratic fraud, if I may put it that way. I'll tell you why it's democratic fraud. You see, Pakistan occupied Kashmir for the rest of the world has been given independence. They call it Azad Kashmir in their land. So they have their own parliament, they have their own president, they have their own prime minister and all of that. They have their own legislature and all of that. But all these parliament, president, prime minister and all of them report to the Pakistani parliament. So finally, it is the Pakistani parliament that takes decision on everything that happens in Pakistani occupied Kashmir. You know, it is like that school parliament you have, in school we have these mock parliaments where mock prime minister and mock president and all, that is the thing. It is a mock game. There is no actual powers with them. You know what is the irony? You know why I call it the fraud democracy? The fraud democracy is because while Pakistan has got administrative power over Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Pakistan occupied Kashmir resident doesn't even have the power to vote for in a Pakistan parliament. There is no representation of POK in Pakistan Parliament. There is nothing. They are mere slaves, second-grade citizens in Pakistan. Now, the reason I say that is because, you see, there was an earthquake in 2005 in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is around 13,297 square kilometers. It is fairly largish, with a population of 4.45 million population roughly is what they have. Now, in 2005, there was an earthquake in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This earthquake took 1 lakh lives. This earthquake made close to 3 million out of the 4.5 million people homeless. And it is still recovering from the earthquake that happened in 2005. This is the actual position of a land that has been colonized by the Pakistan administration. This is the reverence, this is the importance that Pakistani gives to Pakistani occupied Kashmir. That is one end of the story. Now, from Indian Parliament, we have still reserved 24 assembly seats for Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Those seats we still reserved. So, we are of the belief that that is an integral part of Jammu and Kashmir, and if not today, tomorrow, that will be our land. And that 24 seats is still kept for Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So when they integrate with India, those 25 representatives, unlike a Pakistan situation, will be part of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, and those MPs will be part of the Union of India. This is India's stance. Okay. Let's keep it aside. Now let's come to the statements that were made. You see, our Honorable Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh made a statement. He said, Pokhran is an area which witnessed Atalji's firm resolve to make India a nuclear power and yet remain firmly committed to the doctrine of NFU, no first use. He said India has strictly adhered to this doctrine. What happens in the future depends on the circumstances. Adding to this, he also said, now, if talks are held, they will be only held on the issue of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Two statements. He said, boss, listen, I am not going to do any peace talks. Ab peace talks, nahi hoega. I want to talk as to when are you going to give me the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir back to me. So that was his first talk. The second talk, what he said is this, you see, we have signed an agreement called the No First Use. We have made a commitment not only to Pakistan but to the entire world that we will never be the first to use a nuclear weapon on any other country as a matter of policy. We will never use it. We will only be forced to use nuclear weapon if somebody uses it on us first. Rajnath Singh went out and said, no. He says, he's the normal jingoism that happens that we see recently, that he professed that. And he said, listen, you know what, aisa kuch guarantee nahi hai. There is no guarantee. It depends on the situation. No first use and all. Atalji said it then, but I don't know. So the moment you make such statements, what really happens is the antennas go up. International antennas go up. Now, why should we be concerned about this? We should be concerned about this is because, you see, the win that we had in the UNSC, that is the United Nations Security Council, why people supported us, why international community supported us, is because India carries a certain respect in international community. Such loose statements like, we will not adhere to the nuclear no first use agreement and all that, these kind of statements pushes us down. Since 1947, good, bad, ugly, wrong decision, right decision, one thing we have stuck to, like I said before, is we have stuck to our principles. We have been known as a fair country. We have never moved from that. And the fact is, such statements pushes us down, I repeat. It doesn't befit a defense minister to go in any platform and make such a statement. Now, I will tell you the result of the statement. The result of the statement was another statement made by Donald Trump. And Donald Trump said,
So, I think we're helping the situation, but there's tremendous problems between those two countries, as you know, and I will do the best I can to mediate or do something. Great relationship with both of them, but they are not exactly friends at this moment. Complicated situation. A lot has to do with religion. Religion's a complicated subject.
now half of what Donald Trump says, he also doesn't know, but all the same, the man took this opportunity to say that I want to intervene, I want to mediate. And he calls it a religious issue. I don't know where that came from. This is what happens when a senior minister of a country makes statements that he should avoid. I hope our ministers learn a very simple lesson. Think twice before you speak once. Like I said, my second topic is about P Chidambaram. Just an hour ago, the Supreme Court refused to give a hearing to P Chidambaram. So P Chidambaram, chances are, will be arrested. What is Mr. P Chidambaram's case? Let's get, like I said, I will put the entire thing in a very simple format and a very basic format for us to understand. Of course, if you want to get into detail, my colleague Akhilesh Bhargav will do it for you. His show will be taking you through the actual details of the case, but I will tell you a broad thing what this case is, and let us talk about some political ramifications. Now, there is this gentleman called Peter Mukherjee and a lady called Indrayani Mukherjee. I know Peter Mukherjee. I know Peter Mukherjee because olden days I have worked with him. I was in advertising. He was in the head of Star TV those days. So he was a very popular man, very ambitious man, very courageous man, and a very dynamic man. I remember him as a super dynamic man those days. I'm talking about 94, 95, 96. Super dynamic man, one of the most happening media professionals in the country. I remember him like that. I have a vague memory of Indrayani Mukherjee. She also was a consultant, an HR consultant in Star TV, but I have never interacted with her. Khair. So this gentleman called Peter Mukherjee set up his company called INX. Like I said, he was a super ambitious guy, and this Indrayani Mukherjee, I am told, is equally or more ambitious than Peter Mukherjee was. Now, Peter Mukherjee, incidentally, wanted funds because INX was not doing well. And in the process of getting funds, he got some funds organized from Mauritius-based company, and he wanted to get that fund back to India. Now, when you want to get funds to India, you have to go through a body called the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. This Foreign Investment Promotion Board has to give you clearance. Only then can you officially sell your stakes, because paise to koi aisa dega nahi. Nobody gives you money like that. So you sell your stakes or you mortgage your stakes, or however you want to do it. You give it to that company, and that company gives you the money. So in this case, INX wanted to mortgage 46.21% stake for a sum of 305 crores. This was the case. Acha. Now, this Foreign Investment Promotion Board, or FIPB, reports to the Finance Ministry. Full case. FIPB refused to give the sanction to INX to get this, to give 46% stake and to get 305 crores home. They said, nahi dega. Indrayani Mukherjee and Peter Mukherjee got linked up to Karti Chidambaram. Mr. P Chidambaram's son went to him as a consultant and said, Bhaiya, ye idhar se mera clear kara do. Karti Chidambaram took a fee from them and went to the FIPB and got everything cleared. And they went ahead, gave 46% stake, got 305 crore home. Now, obviously, Karti Chidambaram used his father, Mr. P Chidambaram, to clear things up. Later on, the CBI first raised the red flag. That was way back in 2007. They raised the first flag and said that, boss, there is some problem here. They referred this case to ED. And ED investigated. And ED is now more or less convinced that there were money exchanged this entire thing was part of money laundering because it was not done legally, because money was bought from outside. Money was bought from Mauritius. The entire thing was money laundering, and the fact is, Karti Chidambaram is paid, and after Karti Chidambaram being paid, he ensured that his father, Mr P Chidambaram, cleared all the possible hurdles from FIPB and gave these guys a go-ahead to get the money. Long and short, this is the story for a basic consumption. Now the thing is like this. Prima facie, like the High Court said, it looks very evident that there has been money laundering. Absolutely evident. Also the fact that P. Chidambaram necessarily didn't have a very good reputation. He was not really the cleanest man that India could have. So there is a lot of other stories, a lot of other cases, lot of other incidents that points towards his image otherwise. So good that ED has taken this step, and if he deserves it, and if he has done it, I think he should be arrested, and if he is proved guilty, he should be punished for it. That is very good. My only submission here is that why only him? Even Robert Vadra should be called, punished. Why only Robert Vadra? Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi should be called, punished. If the National Herald case is proven, they should be called, they should be punished. Raj Thackeray is called by the ED tomorrow. All that's fine. But you see, there's a concept called justice for all. Justice for all means everybody is same in the eyes of justice. So while you have Chidambaram, you have Sonia Gandhi, you have Rahul Gandhi, you have Raj Thackeray, you have Robert Vadra and all called in and interrogated and even punished if need be, you should also have some way forward in the Purti case with Nitin Gadkari. You should have some way forward in the case of Vyapam with Shivraj Chauhan. You should have some way forward in that Mukul Roy's case in Kolkata. So one feels that, you see, justice should be for all and not just for people who go against the government. I only hope our justice system is equal for all. The opposition as well, at times, the ruling government. Namaskar.